All right, so do you want to know the number one mistake that I see spiritual women and men, quite frankly, making? So I remember in my journey after I had left corporate, I was going into a spiritual community and it was the most transformative experience I've ever had. So I want to be really clear right out of the gate. The spiritual community is amazing and they can help you understand, I think in my own experience, really how to get out of the loops and the same pattern of thinking. There was a lot of healing there. But then I started to realize after leaving corporate and going into the spiritual community and sharing my gifts there with articulation and communication and all of these spiritual gifts I have, that I didn't want to stay in the parking lot of healing. So the number one thing keeping women broke right now, in my observation, is that too many people are staying in the healing center as a parking spot instead of a pass-through. So what I mean by that is there is a time in your life where there needs to be emotional processing. There needs to be a release. There needs to be awareness. There needs to be validation for your human experience beyond the mind. We can call that the heart. We can call that the Taurus field. We can call that the coherence of mind, body, soul. Pick your word. But what I noticed very fast was that I no longer felt that I wanted to keep my car parked in the healing world. And here's why. Because as long as I was healing, I realized that I wasn't actually creating. So we get in this awareness where it's time to heal our hearts. It's time to feel the things. It's time to get into our feminine. It's time to release the control, the pressure, the struggles, the things that keep us really small. But there is another point in the journey of the heroine's journey, specifically speaking to women, that you realize the heroine's journey is less about all of the doing and accomplishing that you can get done in the world. And it's more about coming within and being able to source your own love and being able to feel unconditional love and be able to know that you are okay and loved and supported regardless of your accomplishments and achievements. So in the broke identity, I realized most people that are healing believe they're broke. So they heal. And it's beautiful because I can tell you 10 different modalities that I experienced that were like epic. And I will probably share those in another video. But while I was doing that healing journey, I hit this really amazing space where I woke up one day and I realized I don't need to be 100% healed and keep going back into my past, because as long as I keep putting my attention and my focus and my energy on what happened back there, then at what point do I ever cross the bridge and spend all of my time and attention and focus creating and living and being the most epic badass self I could be? So I realized that I no longer belonged to the community or any community, okay? It's just any community in general where healing was a destination. Because in the destination of healing, you never leave it, because the very subtle, and this is so subtle, guys, it's so subtle. Okay, so it's no one's fault. We're not blaming, we're not shaming. I'm just sharing my own personal experience. Because if you want to be wealthy, if you want the riches, if you want the millions, if you want the billions, whatever it is you want, you're going to have to acknowledge that you have probably been parked in the healing for a little too long, because at some point, you're just going to have to look the damn demon in the eye. Am I broken? Bottom line, if I am fundamentally flawed and broken, tell me. Because no amount of meditations, no amount of spiritual affirmations, no amount of drum circles and all these beautiful things have helped me release that. So at some point, we have to just look at the dark psyche and go into the darkness. And here's what I realized. It's kind of like a tunnel. So when you go into the darkness and you're like facing it and you're going through it, eventually, when you pull the car out of the tunnel, there's sunlight again, and it's a tunnel you pass through, but you don't stay there. Could you imagine driving your car under like a bridge and then parking there and then never actually like putting the car back in drive and then, continuing your adventurous life? So for me, what I realized in observation was that healing has and always will be like cleaning the house. This is how I see it. It's like I know that I need to dust my house if I want my house to be at the prestige beauty that I desire to have it at. But I'm not going to sit there and wipe the baseboards all day and then look at the baseboard and be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't do that well enough, and then clean the baseboards for like 17 hours every single day because the baseboard isn't where I want it to be. No one cleans their house like that. And if you do, well, I have grace for you. Okay, so it's like dusting, right? Like healing is like dusting. You do it when it comes up. You do it in the moment. Someone hurts your feelings. You feel how much that felt like rejection, and then you let it go. And then something else happens where someone cuts you off in traffic, and then you remember that time where dad did something stupid in the car, and then you were highly activated, and then you learned you had this pattern. Cool. In the moment you see it, and then you let it go. And that's what I mean by dusting things off in the process, right? Like it's the micro details that get us the success that we're after. So if you're broke, I'm going to give it to you straight, and it might hurt, but it's because it's with love. If you are not at the fulfillment of wealth or money or riches that you desire to be, it's time to stop looking at what is wrong. It is time to stop fixing yourself because you're not broken. And then we get into this beautiful space of belief work. And I don't believe that belief work is and has ever been designed to fix us. And I think that's the subtle nuance or trap as well. When we use belief work because we want to take so much accountability and responsibility for every little thing and then take on everybody else's garbage and bullshit, that's just having no boundaries, in my opinion. Because at some point you can, crucify yourself and say it's because of you, or you could just be aware that you don't really love what's happening around you and give yourself permission that you would like to see different. So if you're in a process of which you can't help but see everything that is wrong with you, I'm going to invite you to make a list today of everything that is right with you, everything that is working, all of the times that your body takes a natural breath in and out, because your body just works. Your body just works. It's not broken. Nothing's broken. But if we're going to keep healing, I want you to understand that healing needs to be something that you launch off of. It needs to be a launching pad. It needs to be something that you can literally get to the edge of the cliff and then choose to go fly. It should never be this downward spiral where you're like, oh my gosh, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, because attention creates, it's a fact. Where you're going to put all of your beautiful awareness is going to create, and you have to be very mindful of, today I choose to heal and feel this, and then the only purpose of that is because, in my observation, the only reason that we would ever choose to heal and feel all the things that feel really big anyways is to not just have what we want, but to execute our creative power. A woman who believes that she's broken or fundamentally flawed or always needing to heal herself is not really comfortable or familiar with executing her creative powers. And so it's easier to say, well, my wand doesn't work, but yours does. Do you remember when we were like 5 and we all wore like these big dresses and crayons? I have one, I should have put it on. But that was our natural state, because as little girls, like, we're like, dude, I want this, and I'm going to cast my wand out and it's going to happen. Healing should make you feel like that when you're done. And if it doesn't, I'm going to invite you to look at if you're healing something because you think you're broken, and really well-meaningful people told you that you can't have everything you want until you're perfect, because that's bullshit. And take a drink. Or are you creating, or are you healing because you have something to create? So let me give you an example. I'm Brianna. I created the Book of Epiphanies. It's called Foreplay Through Wordplay, Orgasms for the Mind. I did a shit ton of healing for a good 2 years. I left corporate. I went and stayed with a friend. I had no income. I had no place to go. I had gotten divorced for the second time. And as I'm saying that, I can't believe, yes, I can believe how much things I was going through, but at the same time, how grateful I am that I had a space in my life where I paused and I healed. Does that mean that I don't feel very vulnerable at times? Hell no. It means the opposite. It means that I know when I'm so vulnerable, it's okay to take a pause, and I don't need to go chase money or success to make me feel full or whole. It's because I now know that I am whole and I've accepted my darkness, that now I can finally have the light. But as long as you're chasing the light and you don't want to accept the darkness, you're going to be stuck in a pattern of healing because you're denying and repressing the very fears and demons that you got inside of you. That was cute. So bottom line, I want you to know that you are not here to fix yourself. You are here to create your most epic self. And if healing is supporting you, keep doing it. And if healing has been a parking spot that has really blindsided you from creating and executing all of the things that make you light up and excited, then I invite you to step away from it. Like, you're allowed my favorite quote ever, I don't know who it's by, which is really shitty, but the quote essentially is the permission, and it says, you now have you are not held to the person you were 5 seconds ago. And I love that so much, because how many of us stay the old version of us because we think our friends and our family and our associates and our strangers and our neighbors want us to be that. And it's like, dude, you're the only one who's keeping you there. And I'm saying, get your damn butterfly wings out and go fly. Go own that shit. Go be a badass. Go freaking kick ass. And with that, I hope you know that you are already whole. So get the book of Epiphanies. It's going to free you at a very deep level. It's going to invite you to start to see words differently. It's going to invite you to free your damn self from old conditioning that does not belong to you. We're going to give it back. But it's a fun way to really untangle and unwind who you think you need to be, and really get you to start getting those creative juices going, and to really unlock your passion, because when you're in a state of passion, you're not in a state of lust, and you really do get to have it all. So make sure you get that. Make sure that you hit the subscribe, like button, comment down below. If you have already bought the Book of Epiphanies, what is your favorite word frame? And I'll see you next time.